good morning, and welcome again to another Experts Interview Friday. My name is Elisa James, and we are streaming live across Facebook and also across YouTube today. So welcome to the show. Now, we have another special guest today. My guest is Belinda Chapman, and she's from Be Kinder to Yourself Therapies. She works at the conscious level with coaching, the subconscious level with hypnotherapy and NLP, and at the energetic level through Reiki. This lady is so lovely. You will get so much value out of this. She loves to help stressed out people bring confidence and calm back into their lives. And who doesn't need that right now in the world we live in? Our mindset is so important right now. And this is what Belinda focuses on. She helps her clients to release old pain, break patterns that are keeping them coiled up with anxious thoughts and limiting beliefs. And she also helps them unwind their tension, rewire their brain, and reconnect to their internal wisdom. She helps people feel empowered once more again, and to help trust their intuition and to assertively face their challenges with confidence. So please welcome to the show, Belinda Chapman. Come in and welcome to the party.
Hello. Thank you.
It's lovely to have you here. Now, we are seeing this on the Voice of Confidence TV, which is, of course, in YouTube and on Facebook. So regardless of which platform you are watching from today, what I want you to do, if you have any questions or comments about the live cast, all you have to do is pop it under the video on the platform that you're seeing, and then we can actually see those comments and we can answer those straight after the live stream. We are happy to help you in any way, shape, or form that we can. This is all about you. We love to give value to you and help give your business a voice and help you just become more balanced and more, happy and fulfilled in life. That's why we do these shows. So welcome. So tell me a little bit about your journey and how you started in this way.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be invited to talk. Thank you, Elisa. So what led me to hypnotherapy? And NLP stands for Neuro-Linguistic Programming, if anyone's not familiar with that acronym. Mm-hmm. I personally started as a coach many years ago when I became a team leader within sort of an engineering and science world. And then I actually went on my own fertility journey to have my children. Both my children are their own little miracles. Many years of many rounds of IVF. And so when I finished that journey, that was pretty much the decade of my 30s, I had this message come through for me to support people on their fertility journey. And I knew I'd need more than coaching to do that. So I studied hypnotherapy and neuro-linguistic programming. And anyone who's been through their own fertility journey can appreciate just how traumatic it can be. It definitely was my experience. It's really emotionally stressful, it's physically stressful, financially stressful. So hypnotherapy and NLP are really powerful modalities to work with that subconscious mind and help a person get really calm and de-stressed and understand the patterns as to why they responded to certain things in a certain way. So I was able to resolve a lot of my own personal trauma, even by going through the training of those modalities. And then Reiki for me really rounds out my services by bringing that energetic level, and is such a beautiful modality to bring to my clients as well. So that's how I started working in those areas, and I absolutely love it.
And it's really interesting, I think, for some people might be with my brain, is think like, what has fertility got to do with NLP? Or what has fertility got to do with Reiki? Mm-hmm. But I've met many people who do alternative therapies to help people get pregnant and have their own pregnancy journey. And it's quite amazing. Of course, our mindset and our stress levels will probably have a lot to do with fertility, I would imagine, as well as what we eat and what we consume. Yeah. So how did you even make that connection for yourself?
So as I was saying, it's around the stress and anxiety that surrounds going through that process. You can do sort of medical hypnosis where you do sort of tap into your ability to talk to and connect with the body. But for me, and I'm also now working with a lot of women with gynecological health issues. So it's not so much about helping that medical condition. It's about supporting them to deal with the emotional and mental stress that comes along with a lot of those conditions.
Right.
So as I was saying, like when you're going through fertility, it's an emotional roller coaster. So if you're starting a cycle, you're excited because you're about to embark on something and you're investing heavily, you're putting all your faith in the medical professionals, and it's like a one step at a time process. So you might get some eggs and they might fertilize, and then they might become an embryo to transfer or blastocyst transfer, and then you're in your 2-week wait, which is like every step of the way you're like, yeah, we got this. Oh, but then it's declining. Oh yeah, we got this. Oh, but I'm actually not pregnant. And so there's all this stress that surrounds that. And I've had quite a few women say that has been a really traumatic experience for them. And there's the stress, the relationship with your partner, and family members who may not get it, and they want their grandchildren, or they want their children to have a niece or a nephew. And so there can be a lot of family pressure there that couples have to deal with, or the single person who's going through it has to deal with. And so with the gynecological issues, it's if women have something like endometriosis, there's the physical pain, but then there's the emotional pain of not being able to work a normal job, and because they do experience so much pain with the condition, or they're exhausted. And then I work with general stress and anxiety. So I have people come to me in their job where they have imposter syndrome, or they never feel they're quite good enough. So it's that stress and anxiety associated with, in the medical realm, the procedure that they may have to go through, the day-to-day dealings of dealing with that, the fertility side of things and the roller coaster of that. And then in the general stress and anxiety, it's I'm doing this, like one of my clients, he was trying to do boxing, and he'd just been given the job as a coach, and he felt everyone's eyes on him, which they weren't. But it's that judgment of self gets projected onto others, and so you feel like everyone's watching you and you can't perform. And so it's that side of things as well.
Yeah, I think that the stress and the tension would really wreak havoc on people's relationships as well. In my own family circle, in my greater family, I've got quite a few people actually who did IVF for years and unsuccessfully, and in some cases it broke them up, and in other cases they were successful. It's a really hard task, because I can imagine how much stress that would bring into your life in a big way. And we have enough stress without having to deal with a massive stress like that. Now, when you're talking about bringing people back to their internal wisdom, what does that mean to you?
So I work on the premise that people know they're their own best guide. So we've got all the answers within us, and it's about being able to tap into our intuition to access that internal wisdom. So that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about that intuition, that trust in yourself. That personally, let's go back to that fertility example. I lost all trust in myself because I kept thinking, oh, this is the month that's going to work. This is the month that's going to work. And so when it wasn't month after month after month after month, I was like, I can't trust my intuition anymore because it's failed me all this time. But when you really do reconnect with that and trust in yourself, when you're going on to the next phases of life, particularly birth and labor, you've got to have so much faith in yourself that you can get through it for it to be a beautiful experience. And then the next phases of your life, returning to work, or returning to work without a child, returning to work with the child, and all the different facets that they bring. Being able to tap into your own intuition and your own internal wisdom means that you can trust your decisions. You can know, and I work with a coaching technique that taps into the head, heart, and gut brains as well. So we've got our head brain, that's for our thinking, our perceiving, how we make meaning of things. We've got our heart brain that holds our values, our passion, how we relate to other people. And our gut brain is our core identity, our self-preservation, and how we mobilize on things. So when we really get aligned and bring ourselves into balance, we can really tap into all of those brains and all that those intelligences to be able to generate wisdom and make really wise decisions about what's the next step in life. How do I deal with that person? How do I respond in the way that I want to respond? So
yeah, and that's beautiful, because a lot of the time we're so stressed out trying to make these decisions that we can't possibly be tapping into our intuition.
Yeah,
we can't make, I always say, you know, we shouldn't make big important decisions when we're really stressed or really anxious or angry, because you're not going to make a great decision in that point of time, because we're not actually thinking clearly, we're not grounded, we're not relaxed, and we surely can't access that intuition when we're in that state, that riled up state. Yeah.
Well, you think about, you know, if you're running out the door and you suddenly can't find your keys, you know, that's just a simple daily stress.
Yeah.
And you might like go, oh, look, I'm just going to have to get the spare key. You come back half an hour later, you've done everything you need to do, and they're right there in front of you. But when you're in that stress state.
Yes. Yeah. You know what, how many times that's happened to me, you know, when I've been trying to do something online or figure something out, because I'm so riled up and so stressed about it, the answer did not come. And it's so frustrating. And when I calm myself down and go away and come back, it's actually really simple. I just couldn't see. Well, this is the thing. We can't see or hear properly when we're stressed. It's bizarre. Don't ever try to argue with somebody who's stressed, because they're not listening. It doesn't work.
That's right.
You have to do time out for everybody to calm everything down so you can actually focus and have a good conversation again. It doesn't work when you're stressed. Yeah.
No.
Now, and I've got question number 3 here. Have you got any great examples of how you've helped somebody that came to you feeling really stressed and anxious? What are some of the tools that you actually use in your studio?
So with my hypnotherapy and neurolinguistic programming and the coaching, so the coaching is about understanding at that conscious level, what does a person actually want? Because unless you have that really clear destination, you don't know where you're going. So the coaching is about getting that really clear destination. So I had this particular client. She was a women's health client. She had this procedure coming up that she needed to have to be able to resolve a health issue. Right. She was absolutely terrified of going under general anesthetic, and having this procedure was for her in the same level of terror as a snake might be to someone else, or, you know, going on a plane might be to someone else. So she was absolutely terrified, and it was coming up in a few weeks. So between the coaching of understanding of how she wanted to be, doing some neurolinguistic programming where you really tap into how was she doing her stress? What's it like for her? And then working with those senses and creating a new pattern, a new way of being, and the hypnotherapy using beautiful suggestions of where she wanted to be, what that would look like, and basically planting them for her, because her in trance, your subconscious mind is really, really open to suggestions, and it will take what is aligned with you, what's congruent for that person. So because it was her words, she was congruent with those suggestions. So I was able to give those back to her in hypnotherapy, in hypnosis. And from a few sessions, she went into that procedure and came out the other side so empowered by having faced and gone through what for her was her most terrifying thing in her life. And her husband thinks I'm an absolute miracle worker.
That's so wonderful.
So gorgeous.
But how awesome being able to just reframe everything and have that experience. It's amazing, because some people can literally almost kill themselves with stress.
Oh, totally.
I'm sure that they do. I'm sure they do. Yeah.
Yeah. And even the specialist called me the next day, and she's like, she was amazing. She got that through that so well. So it's pretty cool to be able to do that with someone. And that client I was talking about before, who he had just had a promotion and he was really questioning himself and whether he could do it. And, you know, he's like, every time I achieve something, it's never enough. It's never enough. I want more. And within 2 sessions, he came back and he's like, my thought processes, my ability to just be in the gym and be in my own space is completely changed. And so he's a huge fan. He's like, it was life-changing for him with just a few sessions. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty powerful stuff.
And isn't that rewarding as a coach? It's so rewarding to actually see those results. That's what we do it for. We do it so we can actually see people thrive in life instead of staying stuck. It's so rewarding, because not only are we changing the life that's in front of us as coaches, but those little seeds are being sown all around the other person who's suddenly changed. It's like that butterfly, the ripples just keep out and out. It's so beautiful to see. So if you've got any tangible things that you can help people, if somebody's feeling stressed and anxious right now, and I know that a lot of people are, it's a very horrible and difficult situation we're all finding ourselves in here with COVID around the world, and a lot of people are very scared. So what's something tangible that we can do to help calm those anxious thoughts and feelings for everybody?
Yeah, there's a technique, it's an NLP technique that I love, where we really tap into our senses. So you can do this, and if you're going to practice with it, I highly recommend you start with something that's around the 2 out of 10, 1 to 2 out of 10 stress level, where you think about, you know, someone was standing really, really close to you, being really disrespectful and obnoxious in these times where, you know, social distancing is a requirement, and they were in your space. And so that might be for you like a 1 or 2 out of 10, depending on where that's at for you. But just choose something that's a niggling, annoying thing.
Right.
And you see that in full color. You see that scene full, see all the brightness, contrasting colors, and you turn up the dial on that. So this is getting a feel for how that mind-body connection works. So you think of that situation, you turn up the color, the brightness, the contrast, and then you hear all the sounds from that situation. And you turn up dials on that one. And then maybe there was a taste, a smell associated with whatever the situation was. Maybe you're eating with dinner with someone and something annoying happened. And then you feel whatever you are feeling in that moment. You feel it in your body and you turn up the dial on that one. And what you'll find is you'll go from that 1 or 2 out of 10 to a 6 or a 7 out of 10. That's how powerful the imagination is.
So you're talking about body response. So you're getting riled up and anxious.
Yeah, that's right. So all of those senses, all of those sensations were maybe a 1 or 2 out of 10. So this is something that you can practice either as we're talking or, you know, in your own time, just to get a real feel for how real that mind-body connection is. And then you turn down the dial on all of those. You turn down the dial on that feeling within your body. You turn down the volume so it goes down to silence. You turn down those colors, you make it black and white. You might put that scene over on a screen, over on the wall. Turn down the volume. You've just turned down any tastes, any smells. You turn down the dial on those until you've maybe got it right down to 0 out of 10. So you can practice tapping into each of those senses. And when you're at a 5 or a 6 kind of situation, you can go, I don't need this stress right now. Particularly if it's something that's just hit you from, like, walloped you on the side and you're like, no, I don't need that right now. I'm in the middle of dealing with blah. You can go, okay, turn down the sound on that one, all the dials on the senses, put it up on a screen in the corner, and then maybe even shrink it down so it's a little pinprick and you flick it away. So really using those senses.
Yeah, I love that. And I think I've heard that, not exactly that, but putting that on the screen, that's such an interesting idea, because it brings it away from us and makes it look like it's aside from us instead of in us.
That's right. You're disassociating from it.
Right. That's brilliant. I love that idea. It's really, really great. So look, with anxiety, everyone who's watching, anxiety and stress is very much in the mind and the body. And this is very much under our control. We cannot control anything in our circumstances. We can't control the world. We can't control what happens to us, but we can control how we respond to that. So this is such a beautiful gift that you've given the audience today. So thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, my absolute pleasure.
If anyone wants to connect with Belinda, she's got a wonderful therapy called 𝒂𝒑𝒚 which I absolutely love. So check it out. We'll also put this directly underneath the video, so you can click on the link directly from the video and go over to her website. And if you're looking for her on Facebook, Compassionate Women's Health Community is where her group hangs out on Facebook. So thank you so much for joining us, Belinda. You're watching this on the Voice of Confidence TV. Remember, we do this every single Friday. So if you have a gift, if you are an expert, if you're a coach and want to help make this world a better place, please just PM me, and I would love to interview you for my channel. We do that every single Friday. And every Wednesday I go live and I answer all of my YouTube fans, and I help them get through some voice and presentation issues that they're having. So we always go live twice a week. So check out for those videos going live, and check out Belinda's details here. We've got 𝒂𝒑𝒚 and her group is on Facebook, Compassionate Women's Health Community. So thank you so much for joining us. It's been wonderful. I love your energy and I love your mission. It's just
Elisa. Thank you so much for having me. It was really lovely to chat to you. Thank you.
Likewise. All right. Have a wonderful Friday and a great weekend ahead. And I look forward to seeing everybody next week. Bye.